Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight we have returning guest, Debbie A. Anderson. She's a clairvoyant medium. We had her on a few months ago. I think it was last April, maybe. She was incredible. We opened up the phone line second half of the show, and she took a number of phone calls and had some amazing readings. So we wanted to bring her back. So you can call in the show tonight. It'll be after our World Wide Web of Weird segment we do every Sunday night. You can call in the show and get a short reading from Debbie or ask a question. You know, you can get both, but we want to keep it short so we can make sure we can get as many people as we can to call in tonight. And we'll get those phone numbers to you guys out here in just a little bit. All right, guys, let's get rolling into the show. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. As I said before, I'm your host, Jason Bland. Tonight, our guest, Debbie A. Anderson. She is with us tonight. Actually, last time we tried to get it to work, it didn't. But we are for people listening on Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network, we are a webcast. We do a video show as well on our Facebook page, Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. And you can see our guests sometimes on there. And that we do have tonight. Debbie was able to get her Google Hangouts working. So let me go ahead and bring her on. First, we got my lovely co-host, Jamie D. How you doing tonight, Jamie?
Doing great. I'm looking really forward to this one tonight.
Me too. I need it. Rough weekend. We were talking about that before the show. We'll probably get into some of the vibrational energy stuff tonight for sure of the weekend I've had. But our amazing guest is Debbie A. Anderson. How you doing tonight, Debbie?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for inviting me back on again. I feel very honored.
Oh, I'm very honored that you're coming back on the show. We're a bunch of goofballs here. Sometimes I'm surprised guests want to come back, but no, it was really,
that's okay.
It was a lot of fun having you on last time. You really, I mean, blew me away with the phone calls we had on the show. So people, we'll get those phone lines out. Don't call in yet. If you even know the phone lines yet, don't call in yet. We got a World Wide Web of Weird. So let's go ahead and roll on into that. Tonight on the World Wide Web of Weird, we're going to start off with something that kind of concerns me. This comes from techtimes.com. China plans to capture an asteroid and bring it down to Earth. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know. That just maybe sounds like a bad idea. For people listening on Late Night in the Midlands, again, I'll say we are a webcast. You can see videos and pictures that we show up on our page, Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. We do post a show right after. You can always check it out if you want to go back for seconds. Please do. Please go back to seconds. And for anybody watching, we are on Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network. If you want to listen, we do play copyrighted music you cannot hear on Facebook. So if you ever want to just listen, you can go to latenightinthe-midlands-radio-network.com. We got a new website. We're going to have show archives, I believe, up there for Paranormal Soup audio shows, so you could listen to it later if you want. So it's a lot of cool things going, and we need your help. Donate, subscribe, do what you can to help L&M, Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network, continue on. We need you. Without you, we wouldn't have all these great shows and great hosts. So help us out. Donate, subscribe, do what you can. All right, let's get off here. The first thing is China plans to capture an asteroid and bring it down to Earth from techtimes.com. Can you catch a falling star and put it in your pocket? Chinese scientists believe this is not impossible as they plan to capture an asteroid and bring it down to Earth. A group of astrophysicists have proposed an ambitious plan to take over a small near-Earth asteroid and transport it to Earth. It may sound like it came straight from a science fiction novel, but the scientists believe taking an entire asteroid could provide an ample source of minerals of industrial and economic importance. It could also improve current research into the origins of the solar system as well as the beginnings of water and life on Earth while reducing the threat posed by near-Earth objects. Unlike the mission to bring samples back, we aim to bring back a whole asteroid weighing several hundred tons, which could turn turn asteroids with a potential threat to Earth into unusable resources, says Lee Mingado Tao, I probably butchered that, researcher at National Space and Science Center of the Chinese Academy of Sciences. I get it. I mean, there's a lot of resources that they could mine on asteroids and stuff like that. I'm all for them doing it in the fact that they might use it to stop an asteroid from hitting us. You know, having the technology to control an asteroid to bring it down to Earth means you might have the technology to stop an asteroid from coming down to the Earth that we don't want. So maybe there's some good out of it. I don't know, but it could go really bad. Okay, or haven't we talked about on the World Wide Web weird about the Chinese space stations that are falling apart, and they just recklessly kind of let fall to the Earth. So I don't know if these are the guys I want trying to bring an asteroid down to Earth, but who knows? All right, let's move on here. Next up on the World Wide Web of Weird. Okay, so I'm going to get this one out of the way. I had a ton of people sending me messages, and not complaining. Please do. Send me the weird. Send me the weird. I am never going to complain about that. Jamie sent this to me. It looks creepy. I get it. It looks creepy. But for me, the first moment I saw it, I debunked it in my mind. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm no expert. But this is I got an article here from Unexplained Mysteries. Weird creature filmed in Canadian woodland. I'm going to read this first, and then you guys watch the video, and then I'll give my 2 cents. An intriguing video was reported filmed on July 29th in Gaspésia, Quebec, Canada. How do you say that? What is this word? Help me out. You're Canadian, Debbie. What's this town? Yeah.
Gatineau?
No, Gaspésia.
Gaspia.
Gaspia.
I'm probably massacring it, I think.
Well, not as bad as I will.
It might be Gaspé. It might be pronounced Gaspé.
Whatever. I know one way or the other I butcher it. From Quebec, Canada. I can say that. This is from the person who filmed this. I was filming a moose on a roadside. It wrote Audrey Tanguay Frichette. I totally butchered that for sure. Who recorded the footage. Looking at the video, I saw the strange shape at the back left. Can someone tell me what it is? Looking at the video. Listen to that. Looking at the video. They saw it after they filmed it. Some internet users have noted that the creature looks like a bit like a golem from Lord of the Rings, while others have likened it to one of the aliens from the movie Mars Attacks. But is everything really as it seems? This article points out the same thing I saw right away. If you follow the movement of the creature, it seems though as it's moving with the camera rather independently of it. As such, it could be argued that it's not a creature at all, but a smudge or either a camera flare in the camera lens on the window. Could this explain what is seen in the video? Yes, this definitely explains what's seen in the video, but it's viral. Coast to Coast AM has it. I mean, I've seen Unexplained Mysteries have an article. Or not Unexplained Mysteries, Mysterious Universe, which I love that website. But they didn't really put a video in their article about it. They talk all about it, but they really show the video. Go find the link, go watch it. When I watched it, then if I read that article first, I've been very disappointed because here, go ahead and play it and tell me I think this is a smudge on the window. Watch the camera movement with it. Well, from a radio audience, you can't watch, but and you hear them talk in a foreign language that they're not seeing this when it's happening. They notice it after the video. Notice how it kind of bobs up and down with the camera movement a little bit. It's a smudge on the window, I believe. It could be a reflection of something in the car on the window, but I think it's a smudge. And that's all it is, a weird smudge.
I definitely think it's a smudge.
Yeah. But man, see how viral it goes and how many stories. I mean, it's like, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert at all. I am a paranormal investigator. I do have a little more of an eye than some other people, but I'm not an expert. But I mean, this one's easy. And I saw so many paranormal sites just run with it. I'm like, if it wasn't for all the sites running with it, I wouldn't even brought it up. I would have just let it be another viral video and not even put it in the World Wide Web of Weird. All right, let's move on. This next one's kind of debunked in a way a little bit. Everybody's like, look at the rat worm. The rat worm. Look how when you see videos of it, like, how big is this thing? Well, look, it just went past a little ant trap there. It's not very big. It looks way bigger in the video than it really is. Weird rat worm shows up on woman's porch. Footage showing a weird creature wriggling around on the floor has gone viral after being uploaded online. The disgusting 5-inch long critter was filmed by Bex Dean in Southampton, England. Found slithering around my porch, she wrote. Feel like I'm on an episode of Stranger Things. I love that show. It turns out this rather particular creepy crawly is actually an insect known as a rat-tailed maggot. Wow, what a That just tells you all right there. It is the larva stage of a type of hoverfly that resembles a honeybee when it's fully matured. What makes this one particularly unusual is its large size. Most only grow to around 2 inches. The long tail is actually a tube that the creature uses to breathe while submerged in water. But man, I remember I first saw the video, I was like, what in the heck is that? And a lot of times the videos they show, they cut off it going by the ant trap there.
It looks like a corn dog.
Well, luckily I don't like corn dogs because you would have ruined it for me after that. That rat worm creature. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this one's cool. This is Jenny McCarthy. She declares her house is haunted. This is from dailymail.co.uk. I'll narrate this a little bit for the people listening on the radio. We don't want too much radio science. Jeff, go ahead and play the video here. This is Jenny McCarthy in her home. She's spooked because she believes her house is haunted, and this is one of her evidence of it. So we're going to see her here in a second. Jeff's pulling up the video in one of her very gorgeous living room, some kind, probably her 100th room in her house or something. And there's a piano in the background. She's looking in the mirror like, oh yes, I'm pretty. I know it. She walks out of the room and then wait for it.
Donnie? Someone just played the piano. Someone just played the piano.
She sidesteps away from it. She doesn't go in, she sidesteps out of that living room. So yeah, Spook Jenny McCarthy declares her house is haunted as she shares eerie security camera footage of a piano playing in an empty room. But is it just Google Home firing up? Because all these stars probably have all the Google Home stuff. The 45-year-old actress posted an eerie video to her Facebook on Monday in an effort to prove it. In her clip, she walks through her living room, and once she makes it out into the kitchen, the piano mysteriously begins on its own. The video was taken by a Nest security camera and starts with Jenny checking herself out in the mirror. She is wearing a long blue dress that fades to white at the bottom. Well, we don't need to know what she's wearing. I guess my radio audience, she's wearing a long, beautiful blue dress. No. The basketball, they had to oh my God, seriously, the only way you're going to give Jenny McCarthy a reference is naming the movie Basketball. The basketball actress then walks through the room, and it sounds like she clunks around a few dishes in the kitchen off camera, quite possibly upsetting the spirit's nap. Suddenly there's a flutter of notes from the piano, which seemingly plays on its own. I don't really more article. Yeah. Donnie, Jenny calls out. Yeah, we already heard all that. Jenny shared the video on Facebook and a caption post, haunted, just happened in my house. I had to look at the security tape to prove it. Shortly after Jenny released the clip, fans suggested the noise might actually be the sound of Google Home starting up. Google Home is a type of smart speaker which allows users to voice command. Astute viewers recognize the noise as the jingle Google Home plays when it starts up. So she's getting freaked out by her Google Home device. Maybe. It does sound like the piano. I don't have Google Home. I would hear and think it was the piano too, but if that's Google Home.
Thing. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, whatever. Google Home deniers. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. All right. This one, this guy debunked himself. This is a man fakes his death on Facebook to fleece family for funeral costs. A husband and wife in Thailand are experiencing a well-deserved 15 minutes of infamy after what is revealed that they faked the man's death on Facebook in order to get money from his grieving friends and family. The bizarre saga began last week when Tashwit Jangwee's wife posted trade pictures of him lying on the ground and declared that he had died. Shocked friends of the couple asked what had happened and were told that he had fallen victim to the strange combination of cancer and asthma. I've been like, dude, he looks pretty alive there even though he's laying on the ground. I don't know. He doesn't look dead. Why are you taking a picture of him laying on the ground?
Wouldn't he be more bloated out than sucking in like that?
I love that he's wearing a W shirt. Is that winning? According to a report once... Right. According to a report, once word of his passing got around, Jagni, I don't know how to say his last name, Jagni's wife proceeded to call his mother to laminate. She had no money to bury him. The mourning mom subsequently sent her around $600 so that she could buy a coffin and ensure that Jagni's remains would be sent to the home town for burial. His mother and other remaining next of kin went about taking care of the rest of the funeral arrangements, but were bewildered when the big day came and Jang Wee's body never arrived. Confused by what they having caused delay, a cousin called Jang Wee and was shocked when the believed to be dead man answered the phone. Oh, whoops. Although he quickly hung up the phone after realizing his mistake, Jang Wee's scheme was thoroughly exposed to his new angry family, who had shelled out nearly $2,000 for the funeral that had failed to happen. However, the stunt may wind up costing the man even more, as his story was picked up by the national media in Thailand and made him something of a public pariah for the ill-conceived stunt. Oh, Facebook. And people. Seriously, why would anybody think, like, why would I get, maybe that's a ritual. That might be a tradition, like, to lay a body out like that, but, like, just in his W t-shirt and jeans, like I said, is that winning? Okay, let's move on. Okay, all right, this one's cool. You know, I love the moon. You know, I love the idea of the UFOs and the moon. I don't know if this is actually a UFO, like, really flying by the moon or something else, but a skywatcher filming the moon was left scratching his head after spotting a strange white object zipping through the sky. The odd anomaly was captured on video by an unnamed individual in Trenton, New Jersey, who promptly posted it online. He marveled that it was a pure luck that he caught the strange object on film as it was zooming in with a high-powered lens to look at the craters of the lunar surface. I want to know his camera. It's really cool. So yeah, you're going to see this thing. Jeff's kind of circling it with a little arrow. I don't know if you can see it. It flies by. What, you know, I don't know, and it like does like this little puff, like explosion. It's really weird. In the footage, which looks like a white or reflective sphere of some kind, can be seen descending from the sky and passing the skywatcher's view of the moon. To his credit, he responded quickly to the anomaly and kept the camera on the UFO in an attempt to get a better look at it. Unfortunately, he was only able to follow the object for a few seconds before it seemingly vanished with what looks like a ring of vapor. It is like some kind of like explosion. It's really weird. Curious viewers of the video have put forward a number of possibilities of the nature of the anomaly. UFO enthusiasts suggested that the mysterious sphere was extraterrestrial in nature, of course, and that the ring seen at the end is a result of a craft activating whatever system it uses to accelerate or vanish from the sky. However, more prosaic explanations offered for the puzzling sight include the International Space Station, a piece of ice falling from an aircraft, or simply space junk. It could be. Who knows? You never know. All right, this last one. I think it was Heidi Hollis, the author, who posted this. I saw this from the New York Times. This is one of those stories that makes you laugh, but it's really sad. This Bigfoot erotica becomes an issue in Virginia congressional campaign. That's a New York Times article title. I'm not kidding. Monster-themed pornography does exist, but Denver Riggleman, a Republican, said his writing on Bigfoot has not been pornographic. Oh, this poor guy. Leslie Cockburn, a Democratic congressional nominee in Virginia, accused her Republican opponent, Denver Riggleman, on Sunday of campaigning with white supremacists and being the author of Bigfoot-themed erotica. Yes, you read that correct. Miss Cockburn's accusation, which was made in a tweet on Sunday night, of course a tweet, prompted a frenzy of jokes on social media and a denial for Riggleman's campaign. In an interview on Monday, Mr. Riggleman said he was writing a book about people who believe in Bigfoot, but denied that it contained any erotic content. He said that any eyebrow-raising images of Bigfoot on his social media accounts were a result of a 14-year-old practical joke between me and my military buddies. Here's a quick guide to what will hopefully be one of the Bigfoot-related stories of 2018 midterm elections. So, you know, I'm not going to read the rest of the article. You can find that at the New York Times. But God, it's so sad. This guy's probably, you know, he's probably just writing a book about Bigfoot. He's got an interest in Bigfoot, and he's running for Congress, and this... And it's not about Republicans, Democrats. Republicans do it to Democrats. Democrats do it to Republicans now. It's just, politics is so nasty. That's why I don't want to do it on the show. But it's gotten so nasty that the fact that this poor guy, you know, he's got an interest in Bigfoot. Nothing wrong with that. And this woman says he's writing Bigfoot erotica, just to go that way. And I'm sure he's hanging out with white supremacists, and they're all talking about Bigfoot erotica. But that's the kind of, you know, all they have to do is say it now. All they have to do is say this kind of junk. And then his campaign has to respond to it, and there's probably nothing at all true about any of it. But that's where we got, you know, this is hilarious. I didn't know there was Bigfoot erotica. That's the part that really gets me. I didn't know there was Bigfoot erotica. Really going to have to do some research. Google that. I haven't yet. I didn't want to spoil the show tonight by getting sucked into Bigfoot erotica, but I am interested to know what does that entail. That's okay. I guess there's erotica for everything, Bigfoot included. But I think it's really sad. I think it's really sad that our political systems become this, you know, this negativity, and you can't debate the actual, like, you know, topics of political debate, like, tax reform, stuff like that. I don't know. Talk about government issues. No, we got to destroy somebody. Say they're into Bigfoot erotica. That's what we've turned to in our political system. And it's so sad. So I don't honestly. People give it's like you got to vote. You got to vote. I honestly don't feel like voting. I really just don't. It's just charade. It's just ridiculous what we've gotten into. For people watching on Facebook, we do play music out to Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network. Go to our website to subscribe, donate, do what you can to help out. But you won't hear the music on Facebook. You got to go to Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network to hear any of the music we play for the show. Either way, watch, listen. Will be back with our guest, Debbie A. Anderson, psychic medium. We'll be taking phone calls in the show where you can get a short reading from Debbie or ask us a question. All right, guys, we'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Tonight on Paranormal Soup, we have returning guest, Debbie A. Anderson. Debbie A. Anderson was born in England. She is a natural hero who has worked with magical sphere of spirituality all of her life, where many modalities have evolved along the way. She's a clairvoyant medium who now lives in Canada, has been doing intuitive spiritual readings for over 35 years around the world. She has self-published 2 oracle decks, Vibrational Energy for Adults and Vibrational Earth Children for Inner Child and Children. Also 2 affirmation decks titled I Am Vibrational and I Am Sacred. Her decks are distributed worldwide. She's also developed vibrational energy therapy, which she teaches to others, and vibrational sound CDs. She has written a body of work and meditations which have been narrated and published by others. She holds workshops for oracle card readings, the spiritual explorer, and meditation classes when she is not on tour. You can listen in on her weekly readings on YouTube and on Connect on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Find out more at Debbie's website, www.vibrationalenergy.com. And let's get to our guest. Tonight, you can call in. We are going to usually we wait till the second half of the show to take phone calls, but I am going to open up the phone lines now. We are going to talk, but and if you do call in, just wait till we call on you, but I am going to open up the phone lines now. You can call in. There's a few ways you can call in. There's a phone line, 219-230-4444. There's a Skype ID, OOJBland, OO, or Soup Live Chat, 800 Live Chat. That's another Skype ID. Or JBland Paranormal Soup is another Skype ID. So there's a few ways you can call in. One by phone, 219-230-4444, or by the Skype IDs, which we will share in the Discord chat room for LNM, and we will share in the Facebook chat room. Hopefully, Jamie, if you can get those call-in lines to Discord for me. Let me make sure I got my phone line on, too. That would be good. How you doing tonight, Deb? I'm glad to have you on back again.
Thank you very much. I feel very honored, as I said before, to be back on the show. It was great fun being with you guys.
It was, and we had some really great phone calls on that show. You were really impressed, all of us here, the Paranormal Soup team, with the readings you did on the show. Now, tonight, Pete, when you do call in, we do want to keep it somewhat short. You're only going to get you can only do so much in a phone call, on a radio show, on a reading, but what she did when she was here last time was amazing. So call in, guys. Get your reading tonight. Free. Hey, free reading for a little bit from Debbie A. Anderson. So since you last were on the show, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm on tour at the moment. I'm in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, and I have some events, and then some in Swift Current, going to Winnipeg, and then heading back east again. But I've been on tour across Eastern Canada in the May, June, July time. So yeah, it's been pretty amazing.
I said last time we had you on, you were in Mexico. You're a busy lady.
Right. Partly on sabbatical, supposed to be writing, but I think I had more fun, so I'm concluding that was what it was meant to be.
Now, last time we talked a little bit about it, but we didn't get into it. Was your vibrational energy work? What does that entail? I mean, what is vibrational energy?
Well, I think I briefly covered it last time. Right, everything has a vibration. So people talk about hugging trees because they love to get the vibration, but everything in our universe has a vibration, and it all vibrates at a different frequency. As human beings, we get that sense when we walk into a room and we go, oh, it feels really good in here, or wow, I don't want to be here, get me out of here.
Cut the tension with a knife,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. We're just picking up the frequency of what's going on in and around, either emitted emitted by the people that are in there. So it's a bit like radio waves. We pick up on different frequencies, like we pick up on different radio stations, and we decide whether it's crackly and to listen in or not. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. I try to remind people that we are just energy beings. We are human, but having this experience here. So yeah, we can pick up frequencies that we don't really want to connect to, and some that we do want to connect to, and we have to make those choices every single day.
Well, you talk about vibrational energy and that. I've always felt like I'm slightly sensitive to people's way they feel and emotions towards me, and I pick up on it. I'm not some bad, in a fight. I mean, I can hold my own, but man, I have trouble because of the energy of the person trying to attack me or fight me. If they have really hate towards me, whatever, it makes me sick.
Yeah, and that can be. I try and remind people that, what you're describing is like empathic. You're sensitive, whatever the word is, you're picking up the energy of people around you. And sometimes that can really be debilitating for people when they're doing that. So I try and say to people, put up your gold. You don't have to take on board everybody else's energy. You just need to be concerned about your own. So by putting up the gold, you're protecting yourself from feeling everything. And I mean feeling other people's feelings.
How do you shut that off though? Like, because there's times I need that to not feel
very
that.
Simple. I have a very, very simple technique. So
yeah, I'd love to know.
But it's very easy. I call it putting on the gold because the gold is, in my sense, the highest frequency, the highest metal, apart from titanium when we go into all of those. And it's a very simple thing to do. In the morning, when you shower, or in the evening when you shower, and most people shower.
I hope so.
Take 3, we hope so too. Take 3 cleansing breaths. So just breathe in and then let it out. And then visualize the water that's coming over your body as being gold. And just, so we're doing our showering, we're washing our hair, we're lathering our body or whatever. So as each movement you're doing, because you're visualizing it as gold, what it happens is it protects you. And then the gold is on your body. So think of yourself as a little Midas. And then anything that's coming towards you, it bounces off and back out again.
For the rest of that day, basically?
It doesn't penetrate, yeah. It will. I always say to people, do it every single day when you do your shower. And if you're feeling that people's crap is getting hold of you, visualize yourself either diving into a pool of golden water or just visualizing yourself in the shower. It does actually make a difference.
I'm going to have trouble with that one, Debbie, because all I'm going to picture is the idea of a golden shower, and that's not the good one.
Jason,
That's
what's funny. You just said that.
You try it. You try
I was almost there, dude.
I couldn't help but say it. This will be Debbie's last time on the show. She'll never come back again.
The gold. So think of your aura. Your aura's there.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is putting this golden circle around your aura. And then if it's nothing to do with you, i.e. everybody else's crap, what happens is it hits the gold and then reflects back out again.
It makes sense.
If it's to do with you, it will actually penetrate through.
I've had I used to do a lot of meditation, and a lot of things you would do is like bring your energy up. Work through I remember a number of guided meditations that they like bring you up through the colors of the rainbow, and where we usually ended was gold, like this golden light. That's usually where they were trying to work you up to. It's trying to focus like on the highest energy. Is that what kind of like gold is?
It is in my book. Other people have a different frequency that they like to work with. I've just found that gold works very well. It's a simple task that anybody can do, and it's a quick visualization. If there's a crapola going on at work or something like that, and you're going into a meeting and you know that it's going to be really low energy or a lot of discontentment going on there, by putting up your goal before going in there, you can be participant in it, but not have to take it on board and take it home with you.
Yeah, like I said.
Like it's a third party kind of thing. That's the way I look at it.
I work retail, and I've had some angry customers, not too much. The reason I love doing retail is because I actually like meeting new people. Most people are like, oh, it's the customers. No, that's the best part to me, is the customers. I like meeting new people. Only a small fraction ever go crazy, unless you work at Office Max. I worked at Office Max, and like there was a lot bigger fraction that went crazy on you. And a guy there screamed in my face, and man, it felt like it took days to shake that energy. I really do believe in the power of negative emotions towards you, or in yourself even. But man, it felt like it took days. He's a complete stranger blowing up on me, but it's like I couldn't shower enough. I mean, I needed a golden shower to get that energy off of me. I don't know, but it really like stuck with me, you know. And I don't want to be angry, you know. I want to be angry back. I don't want to do something, you know. There's nothing you can do. It's over, you know.
I love many years ago. I think this is back in the 70s when the Japanese car makers had these cushioned rooms, and it was like a padded room where they had workers, because they did such long hours, that they could go in there and literally throw themselves around the room and get rid of the anger and just let it out, and then walk out and be all in that way. So I'm going, that would be pretty cool actually to have those in malls or whatever, and just say, go to the room. Go to the padded room and just let it all out. You know, you can scream, you can shout, you can punch the walls and not harm yourself, and then come out and go, oh, I feel really great now.
They have actually. There's places I think in America, there are destruction rooms. You can go in and just break a bunch of stuff and just take your anger out. There's places they have scream rooms. But you know, there's been studies on that, Debbie, and they found that it was not good for people to like go into the scream rooms. I remember there was a study on the scream rooms. I remember this on like a 2020 special or something. And then the people were doing like like let it all out, get really angry, just let it all out. And they found it like did not help their health.
Really?
Yeah. Like
get it out so you're not holding inside.
But what I've found about anger, internal anger, is it just wants to keep feeding itself.
Yeah. Because we're letting it.
And that's what I think just happens in one of those rooms. You can break all the stuff you want. It didn't change a damn thing. You're still angry. You got to find a different way to let it go. You know, acting out on it doesn't actually do you any good sometimes. You have to just breaking something.
Away from everybody else.
It's true.
It
keeps everybody else around you protected. Reminder, guys, we are talking to Debbie A. Anderson, psychic medium. You can call into the show for a reading tonight at 219-230-4444 or at Skype ID OOJBlandOO or Soup Live Chat 800 Live Chat or at JBland Paranormal Soup. Any of those Skype IDs or by phone 219-230-4444. Call in and get a reading from Debbie. Speaking of that, we kind of got into this. I don't know if I wanted to get this early in the show, but I think it's a subject just to get right into. We were talking about, you know, vibrational energy. Yeah, see everybody posting about Mercury's in retrograde. You better watch out. And the energies are really weird. There's a blood moon. And, you know, all these different things that there are people saying. I'm like, well, I don't know about any of that stuff, but there is something funky this year with energy. There is something weird about the energy this year around people. And it's just like, it seems like it's ramping up. I don't know. There's just something going on. So, Debbie, as somebody who's experienced in vibrational energy, what the heck is going on?
Well, as we were talking before we came on air, and back in 2010, we had this beginning of a shift, as I call it. And we're always going through shifts, and we go flow up and flow down and things like that. But it was 2010 taking us into 2012, which everybody was going, oh, well, this is the, you know, end of the world and all the rest of it, which is actually 2015. But it wasn't the end. It was the end of what we were going through at that time. We had to let go of things, move forward, and really recalibrate our own energy. So when we came into 2015, 16 and 17 were really the years where it was get down, get to your work, your spiritual work, get working on it. But now we've come into 2018, and it's like the shift has hit us. You know, I said to you earlier, it's like shift or get off the pot. We're being
she said shift to qualify.
It's HIFT. But we've been tested to that point of, are we going to do the work? Are we going to stand in our integrity? Are we actually going to follow through? So we're being really, really pushed, shoved, you know, and I said to you, it feels like walking on broken glass, but with daggers being thrown from every direction. So we have a choice. if we're not standing in our integrity and we're not going to walk forward, as I call it, walking the walk and talking the talk, the BS is going to be out of the window. We're going to be hit and thrown off the face of the planet, if you like, in energy wise. But it is a testing time. It really is. So anybody at the moment that, it's all down to your own weakness, your own Achilles heel. People always say, oh, well, when somebody knows my weakest point, well, we actually know it. And it's that is being fed upon at the moment. So whether it's relationship, marriages, divorce, work, money, health, all the major ones are being attacked, if you like. But this is a case of us of, I said to you, I was at that point earlier on this year where I was going, okay, maybe I'm just going to step back from this for a while. I'm never going to stop doing what I do, but maybe I'm going to step back from this for a while and do something else until all this goes by me.
But you're experiencing vibrational energy, and yet it's getting you where you're like, I have to step back.
Well, at that point, it was a case of me of when I was hit what was going on in my life at that time, it was a case of, okay, I've really missed something here in what I thought I cleared in the earlier years. So as I always jokingly say to people, that's when I got my spade or shovel out of the garden shed and started digging up all my skeletons that I thought I got rid of and went through everything again. Yes, obviously I missed something.
So the whole purpose of this energy shift, is this something natural or cycle to happen to kind of get people to spiritually change on a path, or what's it about for your life? Like, how's that affecting us?
Bringing us into our own awareness, the I am awareness. We've been for many centuries, I don't know, conditioned, and Jamie, jump in here if you feel you want to, but especially females, and there's nothing against the males here in the audience, but we've had these duties that we've had to perform. So we've always had ourselves right at the back of the list, as it were. And that's really shifted and changed. And it's actually happened for a lot of males as well. Of, I've had to do all these dutiful things, but it's now I need to step into what I need. And some people might see that as being selfish or being self-centered. But, I try and remind people we are actually here for our own journey. Whatever we chose to experience, to go through, and they're all emotion based in this incarnation, we chose it for ourselves. And yes, all these other people came into it, our parents, our siblings, our lovers, our brothers, our husbands and friends and all the rest of it, they all came in there. But then we forgot, okay, this is actually my journey, so I need to start working on me and what I need to do for me. So it's not being selfish, it's looking after the self. And that's where we've lost that, and we've lost the I am part of it, which we need to get back into again.
It makes sense to me. I've been trying to be aware of it, like how it's affecting me, because I feel like there is something. Like I'm trying to watch my own reaction, behavior, what I'm feeling, because I feel like there is something influencing me a little bit. I don't like it. I don't want to be. I want to be me and not be in a bad mood. We do have a caller online, so let's go ahead and open that up. Who do we got on the phone line?
Hi, this is Jody.
Hi, Jody. Thanks for calling in.
Hi.
Hi, Jody.
Yeah, I was looking for a general reading.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Debbie, you take it away. Tell her what you need.
Okay, Jody. The first thing that's coming to mind for me here is the conversation that was leading up to this of where you need to shift into what you need for you. And big part of that is that you've been struggling with the balance of that. And we've all been struggling with this. So don't beat yourself up on that. And I think that's where we've got into that sense of where we punish ourselves. We go into the guilt. We go into the, I shouldn't be doing this, or this is not the right thing. So you've got to let go of that, hon. You truly have. Because whatever you're trying to achieve at the moment in your life, when you keep on going back and digging up your skeletons and dusting them off, you sit them all in little chairs around you, and then you go, well, I suppose I should hang on to that one, or maybe I should keep this one here at the moment. Hun, get rid of them, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of trouble with the past, and the same thing with the vibrational energy as far as or blocking other people's energy.
Yeah.
to.
Just focus on you, hon. Focus on you. And I always say, yeah, all those people are there. They're part of our life. They're part of who we have, brought into our life for whatever reason we've needed, or for whatever reason they've needed. But this is your journey. So get rid of the guilt. Let go of the guilt. And stop hanging on to some of the things that you need to let go of. Because at the moment, what's happening is you're like in a cycle. You'll go into let's get on to it, let's work on it, I'm going to make all these changes, and then you get to there and you go, oh, maybe I should just go back again and start again, and then it's almost like you keep going into an arc. Okay, so, and it's not having a go at you, hun, here. It's just a reminder that when you get to that point in the arc, and then you go back on yourself, what is it that there was somebody said, when you swim halfway across the river, you're already halfway there, so keep swimming. Don't go back, turn back, and then go back to the shore that seemed familiar. Okay?
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Keep swimming. Keep going forward.
Okay.
Because what's happening here, and what will be happening for you, I'm hearing from Spirit, is that in the next we're in August at the moment. So August, September, October. By November, if you keep swimming across the river, or across the lake, or across the ocean, or whatever it is, you're going to get to the other side. And what's going to happen then is you're going to realize that what you let go of was supposed to happen. Okay, and I can't make decisions for you. Spirit can't make decisions for you. But you've been sitting on that sort of arc at the top there and going, oh, maybe I should just turn around and go back. It's safer here. It's familiar, but it's not what you want. You truly don't want it. So step into that for what you want for you. Okay? Because other people around you have been telling you this already. I've been told by Spirit. And you're like, well, it's just, we've all done it. Guilty is charged. I sit before you. So stop and work out what you want for you. Yeah, you can bring some of the people with you, the ones that are actually going to be of benefit to you. All right?
Okay.
And then keep on going across on this. Don't beat yourself up, because that seems to be your big thing that you do.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, hon?
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up. It's not worth it. Truly, it isn't. This is where you can start creating some affirmations for yourself as a reminder. And each one should start off, I am. I am beautiful. I am positive. I am amazing. I am capable. Create them on little Post-it notes and pop them all around the house. Put them on mirrors, in your car, on your phone, that kind of thing. You don't have to need lots of money to do that. You can just go and create them as a reminder. So when you're feeling that, what I call the crapolas going on, just look at those. I'm perfect. You are perfect. Okay?
Okay.
I hope
Makes
that
sense.
helps.
Okay.
Well, thank you for calling in.
Thank you, Jody.
Bye.
If you guys call in and it goes to voicemail, just so you know, it might be because I have somebody else on the other line. Just hold on, or try the Skype lines. If you're calling on the phone and it's busy, try a Skype line, or vice versa. Right now, all lines are now open again. So if you want to try calling in, call in, and I will take your call, and we'll get a little short reading from Debbie. But talking about the effects too, it's just I was talking at the end of the show about the Bigfoot erotica and politics and all that stuff. It's like in our media, it's everywhere right now. It just seems like we're all being kind of bombarded with this kind of negative energy. We'll get back to that though. I'm gonna take the phone calls as they come in, if that's all right. Here we got another person on the phone line. Who do we got?
Hi, you got Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Glad you made it. Sorry we didn't get you the first time you tried to call in.
Hi, Michelle.
That's okay. Hello, Debbie. My call was, I was wanting to see if I too could get a general from Debbie.
All right. Well, the first thing, I don't know whether it was you or somebody else that was about to phone in, but I kept on hearing the name Bill. So I'm going to let it go. So when I get names, I just let them go. But I kept on hearing Bill, and it was a name, not I've got a bill in my hand kind of thing. But the one thing I got as soon as I heard your voice was, you've got this wonderful, wild and free spirit that's there, and you're just, it feels like I've got this, I'm running forward with you. Okay. So whatever you're doing at the moment, spirit are with you. And although you feel like you just pick up speed, and then it feels like everything's slowing down. Okay, so don't be concerned about that. Sometimes I conclude in my own life, in my own reflection, that we need to just revisit things and make sure everything's in place. Like dot the I's and cross the T's. So whatever's going on at the moment, if you feel it's slowed down, don't think it's a case of you're being given the message, give it up. Don't do it. It shouldn't happen. It's a case of you actually looking at what needs to be addressed. Maybe there's something you've missed. Maybe there's something you need to add to it. But I get this absolute freedom with you. So whatever it is at the moment, it's like I get this excitement. I want to, run along with you. That sort of fly with you kind of thing. So I'm hopeful that with what Spirit have just given you there, that it gives you hope. Okay.
Okay. You're feeling the free, the wild part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm also a medium. I'm the Midwest medium.
Good for you.
And I don't take clients anymore. I can't take clients anymore.
Okay.
So,
but there's a new direction you're going in from what Spirit are telling me.
I'm going in a very different direction, yes. I'm
but
not
it's still
ignoring my gift. I'm just not advertising it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You are still working with people, I'm being told.
Not in a psychic sense or a mediumship sense. So.
No, but you're working with people in a different way is what I'm being told. But this freedom, whatever it is almost like you don't feel as restricted. That's the word that I was hearing. You're not as restricted as you have been. And now it means that you have more freedom.
There's absolutely no restriction in creativity.
Yeah. Good for you.
I thank you so much for your time.
And thank you for yours. Thank you for all the beautiful work you do.
Thank you for calling in, Michelle.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You got good energy from that. So when somebody calls in like that, you feel like suddenly start getting a feeling the moment you hear their voice. How does that work?
Sometimes it can be through the voice, i.e. the vibration of the voice. This is what I'm saying, that sometimes there's just something that Spirit are connecting with. And of course it's slightly different because I'm not, if I'm doing a phone reading with somebody, usually it's for 30 minutes. So I have their name and I usually meditate a little while before I sit with them, that kind of thing. So this I always find with Spirit that they just drop in the information as it needs to come in. So thank you, Spirit. I really appreciate that. Because otherwise we could be just sitting here and me going, how are we going to do this now? What's going to come through?
Well, that's what I wonder. I mean, like when you do it, how that's going to go, how, I mean, it's got to be you're picking up on somebody's energy like that. Speaking of that,
go with your instinct and your intuition. Just go
with it.
All right, here we go again, Debbie. We got another phone call. Who do we got on the line?
Hello, this is Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. Thanks for calling in. Are you looking to get a short reading here from Debbie?
Sure. Yeah, that would be wonderful. Just a real fast question.
Go ahead.
Is there a question you had, Wendy?
Go ahead.
I'll just let you tell me. Do you feel anything? Do you see anything? What are you getting?
Okay, let's just see what I'm getting. When you first came on and the phone call, I got hesitation, and Spirit is just saying that whatever it is that you're hesitating to go forward with or to work with at the moment, you've got to question why for yourself. Okay, they can't give you this is going to work out because of that. There's a reason that you're hesitating. So if you're hesitating at the moment with whatever it is, step back from it for a moment or two and actually ask yourself, why am I hesitating? Okay, do you understand what I mean by that?
Well,
Sometimes we just have to go into quiet or into meditation or into self-reflection. And whatever it is
Okay.
that you're going ahead with, it's almost like you're going, well, maybe I should do this, maybe I shouldn't do this. But I'm just being told whatever you're going ahead with, this is you that's holding you up at the moment. Nobody else. This
Okay.
is you doubting
All right.
yourself, questioning yourself. So, if you meditate, hon, take a few minutes and sit and meditate. Or, I say to people, you don't have to go into half an hour of Zen mode. You can go for a walk in the countryside or just sit by some water or, lay on the grass, close your eyes, take a breath, and then just get a sense of it. Because whatever it is at the moment with you, you have the ability to do what it is you want to do, but you're questioning you. Okay, so if this
don't
is
we all
something,
question ourselves though?
well, we
That's
do,
kind
hon,
of
but
normal.
it's almost like other people around you have been very, very supportive of you with whatever this is. And I get the sense it's to do with either making money or a business or work or something like that. And you're the one going, well, I don't really know if I should do this. For instance, many, many years ago, I had to make a decision whether I was going to continue in corporate world and continue doing my readings and things just part-time. So it's that kind of thing. I'm not saying it's to do with doing readings, but it's almost like I had to make the decision. Spirit were going, yes, we'll be there to support you. My family were there. And they were saying, yes, we'll be there. We believe in you. But it was my doubt in myself of, can I afford to not have my wonderful corporate check coming in every month or every 2 weeks? And can I actually do this? So it was my self-doubt. Sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith. Okay, so believe in what you believe in.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sweetie. And take some time to meditate or spend some quiet time with you.
I will try to do that if I can.
No.
Right, thank you.
You're going to do it.
I will do it.
Did that answer your question?
10 minutes.
All right, thanks a lot.
10 minutes.
Did that answer your question, or did you still have a question?
Oh, I'm fine. It's good. It's fine. We're all good. Thank you very much for answering the phone. I appreciate it.
All right, well, thanks for calling in, Wendy.
All right.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
And I understand where Wendy's coming from, this self-doubt, this, should I do this? Can I do this? Because we can, I would say it's a bit like the bounce of we have these two little parts of us. We have what I call the heart center, where everything is going to be okay and it's going to be great. And then we have the head chatter, which goes, no, don't be a fool. Don't do this. You're crazy. Think about it. This is what's going to happen. These are all the bad things, so.
I have that all the time. There's stuff I've been considering lately myself that I'm just, if that self-doubt comes in, she says, does anybody self-doubt? I'm like, well, I feel you on that. Yeah, probably, because I know I do.
I can understand that. The thing about now, especially when we were talking earlier on, and I was saying that this is really a testing time. The one thing that we've been privy to at the moment is awareness. Like, we're being made aware of all these things, whether they're good, bad, or ugly, or indifferent. They're all there. I don't want to go into your presidential issues and things like that, but all around the world there are all these great things. And people go, oh, this is dreadful, this shouldn't be happening. I go, but this is fantastic. This is opening our eyes and our hearts to change. And this could be happening just in our own little world, in our own little environment, that we actually are seeing things differently, we're feeling things differently, and that's good.
Oh yeah, it might knock some people down a peg. You know what I'm saying? Take a look. Some people, it might help raise them up when they, had that self-doubt. You said it's a challenge. I do want to go to our last and second commercial break here. So people watching on Facebook, we do play music out to Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network that you cannot hear, but you can go to Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network, subscribe, donate, Do what you can to help keep this great radio network alive. We need you. Your donations help keep all these great hosts. And we got a lot more Studio B that's opening up. You'll be able to go there and have more shows from Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network. We need you to help make it all possible. Let's go latenightinthemidlandsradionetwork.com, subscribe, donate, do what you can to help out. When we come back, we'll have our guest, Debbie A. Anderson. Call into the show and get a reading. Phone lines are down until we come back from the commercial break, so just wait, call in until after then. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Tonight on Paranormal Soup, we have returning guest Debbie A. Anderson. She's a psychic medium. We've had her on the show about last April, I believe, and really blew me away with the phone calls and her, short readings. You only can get so much short reading, but she had some amazing phone calls. And the phone lines are open now. You can call into the show for your own short reading. You have a question for Debbie, go for it. Are you feeling the vibrational effects happening right now? I am. I truly am. I really do believe there's some weird energy going on right now. But you can call in. There's a number of ways you can do it. There's the phone line, 219-230-4444. You can also call in by Skype. There's 3 Skype IDs, so pay attention. Here we go. Skype ID for audio only is OOJBlandOO. Another audio only Skype ID is JBland's Paranormal Soup. And then there's the video Skype line. Call in. We can see you. Debbie can see you. That's Soup Live Chat 800 Live Chat. Again, call in. Get a reading from Debbie. It will be short, but maybe you'll gain some information you didn't know. Maybe she can help you with your own vibrational energy problems right now, because I know I have. I'll probably talk about that here, but let's get back to our guest. For people listening on Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network, again, we are a webcast out on Facebook. You can go to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup to watch the show. For people watching, we are a show on Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network as a radio show. You can go listen. If you can't watch it on Facebook all night, you want to just listen, you can go there, latenightinthemidlandsradionetwork.com. Please donate, subscribe, do what you can to help keep this network going. Usually wear my Late Night in the Midlands Radio shirt. I couldn't find it tonight. I looked everywhere for it. I don't know where it is. I'm like, no. So I feel a little off. That's not helping my vibrational energy. I wore white, though. That should help, right? Good vibrational energy with white. I don't know. Do colors that you wear affect your vibrational energy?
Absolutely, they do. And, of course, people always go, oh, black, it's such a dreadful color. But black actually contains all colors.
Right.
So
it absorbs it all.
Absolutely. So it's amazing. And, yeah, we put on different colors that brighten and make us feel happier. And, yeah, it is all to do with our energy and what we're needing. So there's definitely lots of things with that.
That's you talk about visualization, wearing, I've seen people that, they believe they wear a certain color, it's going to help their vibrational energy, is why I brought that up. But are there other things people can do to kind of weather the vibrational storm that I feel like we're going through right now?
Yeah. Associate with people and things that soothe your soul. Like, switch off the media if it's not working for you.
Yes. Oh, God, yes.
Bipolar that's coming there, truly.
That's so true. I want to really quick. I'll let you get into it, but I want to say that is so true. You hit home on something with me. Is that I have to step away. Like, people why don't you? I don't get into huge conspiracy things on the show unless a guest does. But man, you get into all the conspiracy stuff, you get into all that dark stuff that might be going on. It puts me in a dark place and not in a good place. I have to step away from it. I want, if I can't change it, why get sucked into it? Really?
Absolutely. It's funny because sometimes people say to me, well, you're missing out on things. I'm like, if something really bad happens, by the time it's happened, do I really need to have all the details and it being extrapolated so many times that I'm then feeling bad about myself? Or can I just let it go by and then send, energy healing to something that's going on in the world that needs it? Or do I have to get caught in the fear, the anger, the frustration, and all the other...
I think people should be aware. I'm never going to stop trying to be aware of what's going on. I have a lot of things I could talk about conspiracy-wise and government and what I think they're up to and all that stuff. But it does put me, you can ask my wife, I get too sucked into it. I get into a really puts me in a bad place. It's the thing that kept me from wanting to have children for years. And thank God, God had other plans on that. Because I wouldn't survive if it wasn't for my children. I would not. I don't know how I would made it if it wouldn't happen for having my children. We do have another caller on the line, so let me get him on. I hear the noise in the background. That's got to be Zach. How you doing tonight, Zach?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. And I'm sorry about the noise, man. It's the AC in my apartment complex.
It's probably pretty hot in Arizona, right? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, it is.
It's got to be pretty hot. All right.
Even at night, it's really hot. So.
Well, don't complain about it.
I never do. I'll never do because I'll take the heat over snow any day.
Yeah, I would take the heat over snow any day too, because I get snow.
Me too. I'd like it temperate though. I like about 27. That's good, as long as you haven't got to do any work in it. So, have you got a question, Zach?
Well, Debbie, it's good to talk to you again. And usually I do have a question, but I wanted to know if the spirits had any kind of guidance, really, that they can give me.
Okay, all right. I have to say, there's a gentleman came through from Spirit, and when you came on the phone, he was doing almost like clapping, yay. So whatever's going on around you at the moment, hon, you're on the right track, because he's almost like there, and I don't say that he's being proud about you, but he's very pleased for you. Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yes, I do. I do.
Yeah, because it's almost like, you know what, honey, if I had to step into your shoes, they would be very hard shoes. Do you understand what I mean by that? There's been a lot of grief around you. And with that, it's been very difficult for you, but you've kept moving forward with everything. Whatever's been hitting, we were talking about shifts and things hitting you. And I'm telling you, when you get hit with them, it's almost like somebody takes the pie, you know, the custard pie, and smashes it right in your face. And then you go, okay, all right, that's not bad. It tastes good. No, I don't particularly like that. Spit it out. And then you just keep moving forward with it. And whatever it is, it's almost like he's saying, I'm so proud that you do that. He's not happy of all the things that keep happening, but he's really proud of the way you deal with stuff. And, you know, we were just talking a few minutes ago about sometimes we just need to switch off all the crap outside, not let it in, and then it makes it easier for us to function when we are in that stage of stasis, when we can't move forward with something. And you've been caught a few times. All I can say is hang in there. Yeah, it may feel like the white knuckle ride, and it has been. It might continue a little bit on this year, but by the end of this year, it's almost like, you know, one of those rides when it's coming to the end and it's almost like, oh, it's over. I'm really pleased I can get off and get on to something else now. Okay?
Woo-hoo, 2019. Let it go.
Yeah, I do. And, of course, it's not something I can talk about right now, but hopefully soon
that's okay.
I can be
You
able to
don't
talk
need
about
to.
it.
Just know he's there watching over you. There's a
Well,
lot of
I
love
do.
from this gentleman. A lot of love.
And I do appreciate you letting me know about that, Debbie. I was really glad that you did come back on. So, because last time I enjoyed all the insight that you had to give me. So, I mean, I definitely had to call back in to get some more from you. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, hon. I hope it helps.
It does. It does. Thank you so much.
Do you have any questions, Zach, or comments on the vibrational energy of 2018?
Well, at least for me personally, I feel it's going to be a little bit more positive. But like I said, I can only speak for myself. So,
yeah,
it could be change. It can be a positive thing. You know, it's like being tested. You know, you can come out, stronger.
Obviously, somebody said to me, what doesn't break you makes you stronger. And that can be really hard when you feel the hammer's just come back down on your head the third time. And you're going, okay, I submit, I give in. Now can you move on to somebody else? But it seems, whatever we are given is only what we can deal with. And I always say, personally, for me, anything in my life that has been when the shift has hit the fan, coming out the other side, something good always comes out of it.
And shift, SHIFT,
Shift.
FCC. So you know FCC. It's
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I always try and remind people for everything that bad that happens, something great, good comes out of it. At the time, it feels very devastating, or, you know, we do come through it, and when we come through from that, we take the wisdom, the nuggets, whatever it is that we need to take with us. Okay.
Well, Zach's got something good brewing. I think.
Have, Zach. You have.
I do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Well,
Okay,
thanks
sweetie,
for calling
have
in,
a
Zach.
great evening.
All right. Thank you, Jason, for allowing me to call in, everybody. Have a good night.
You too, bud.
Bye-bye.
So for me, what do you pick up for me? I'm gonna get my chance to get in here a little bit. If anybody calls in, I'll keep you on hold just for a minute. I'm gonna keep mine just as short as it is for everybody else. But what are you picking up for me here?
All right, because it's funny. When I first came on and we were having our chat beforehand, this lady in spirit kept on saying, I do hope we have time to talk. I do truly hope we have time to talk. So this is somebody on your mum's side of the family. So if this is not mum, it's grandma connection. And she was one of these ladies that, it's not that she saw everything, you know, through rose-colored glasses, but she saw it in a way that, you know, what is it? If you have lemons, make lemonade, that kind of person. But she was also a very practical person. She never threw anything out. I don't know what it was, but she had all these things that she never threw out, because it was almost like there would be a use for them later on. So if there were like a sweater or something and it was all falling to pieces, she'd cut all the buttons off and put them somewhere, and then they would be used for something else. So she was very, very practical. And she's talking about you and how practical you are with everything. You don't see anything as being, you know, even if the whatever it is you bought didn't quite be the way it should be, it's almost like, well, if we just take this and we can take that, and then I can make something else out of it.
That's my studio. That's my studio, basically. It's like 4 different mixing boards, 2 of them broken, slightly mixed together. So yeah, that's what I mean.
But she's saying, with it, this, your home, your family, and everything is so important to you. It's your lifeline, if you like, she's saying. And it has been your lifeline, especially for the last 6 years. She's talking about 6 years, and it's been that one thing that's kept your, you know, head above water.
Yeah, I have a 6-year-old son. Yeah, definitely 6 years.
You know, it's almost like if you hadn't have had that there, you would have dive bombed, kind of thing.
Yeah, and, that's exactly what I was saying before. That would be definitely it. My grandmother who passed away, her and my grandfather who's still alive, they were people who canned food, grew food. She, you know, sewed, knitted. She, you know, they were very practical people and, you know, independent people. They grew up with, you know, they knew the Depression. They knew you had to keep supplies on hand, and, you know,
almost like
and my
where the heart is.
But more my grandfather's the one who's the pat rat, you know, that keeps everything more than my grandmother, and he's still alive.
Maybe she was just storing them, but it was so funny because
She probably did.
When I saw the image that she was trying to give me, it was almost like 2 doors opening, like you know, like a castle, not a castle gate, but like 2 doors opening, and this pathway ahead, and this like almost not the sunshine ahead of me, but it was almost like there's the pathway, the doors are open, you've got the opportunity there.
Or you're saying that I should have an opportunity to...
No, the opportunity's there for you. The doors have been opened, i.e. that you've been standing behind the doors waiting. Now the doors are open.
There's an idea in my head, and that directly responds to it. But I do have somebody else on the line. I had my time, so thank you, Debbie. And somebody else just tried calling in on Skype. Tyler, I saw you trying to call in. If you get this, Tyler, I got somebody on that line. Try calling in on the phone line, 219-230-4444. I'll keep you on hold on that, but I got somebody else on the Skype line, so just hold on and try calling in on the other line, Tyler. But we got Laura Lee on the line. How you doing tonight, Laura Lee?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you for calling in.
Hi, Laura Lee.
Hi.
Do you have a
Actually,
fun?
I do. First of all, I want to say thank you so much. I talked to you in April last time you were here. How was your trip, by the way?
Sorry?
I said, I talked to you in April, like I said, and I said, how was your trip?
Oh, very good, very good. The East Coast trip, I just feel so blessed when everybody turns up and is there in my life. So very good. Yes.
I'm so happy for you. No, I was just going to see if you had a message from Spirit for me. That's all.
Okay. All right. I've got a beautiful. It's not. She's not. I when I get angels or energy spirit coming through from spirit, I sometimes think, oh my gosh, this sounds so wooey or off there, but I'll give you this. Okay, there's this beautiful angelic being. Okay, spirit is just giving me a smack on the back of the head, like a little thwack on the back of the head there of don't be so silly. And it's almost like she's been holding your hand in a metaphorical way. And I don't mean to be unkind, but she's been dragging you along, and you've been. It's almost like you put your heels in, and she's like, "You're coming regardless. If you don't want to come, you're still coming. This is very important for you." So, whatever you felt when you've been digging your heels in on something, she's been the one pulling you along.
Actually, Debbie, I do what you do, so this makes total sense. I know what angel it is. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, good. Because I got a thwack on the back of the head from spirit, literally. They'll do like, you know, when you do that to a kid where you flick them on the back of the head and go, stop doing that. But it's almost like she's been doing that to you, and she's been saying, you've been trying to stick your heels in here, and you're almost being dragged along. And she said, I'm going to keep on doing this to you. There's no escape. This is something that you have had to do, okay? And you know that.
No, they had a long talk with me, and I said, okay. So now I just say yes.
Good.
Yes.
The wonderful thing about this, now I don't mean to say you've gone into submission, because that sounds really awful, doesn't it? But now you've accepted, okay? You're in acceptance.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot easier for you. You're not going to feel that sort of heaviness.
I know exactly.
Don't worry if it gets to the point where you're okay. It's not questioning. It's almost like with you need to stop and go through things. Like, so I write lots of notes and things when I get messages from spirit, and sometimes like that I catalog them. Okay, so I put them with the date on it, and then if there's a theme or something like that, and it may not be that some of those are ready for, she's saying, viewing. Do you understand what I mean by viewing? So
absolutely.
It's sharing, but she's just saying keep them. They're very important. So whether this is going to format something in chronicles or blogs or something like that, but it's almost like, don't worry if you feel like, why am I getting this? And I'm not, what am I supposed to do with it? And she's saying catalog it all at the moment. Okay.
Okay. I really appreciate this. This completely resonates with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetie. You're welcome. And keep up the good work. Now you've gone into submission or acceptance.
Submission. Talking about, you know. I don't know.
50 Shades of Grey, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's 50 Shades of Grey.
A picture of a dominatrix here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Only on Paranormal Soup we go down this road somehow. Somehow it happens. I had Denise Prideward do it, like, attempted a striptease out here. I don't know what happens. It's that Bigfoot erotica getting to us.
As a friend's daughter would say, it burns, it burns.
Yes. No, it makes it fun, Jason. Come on. Gives everybody a visual. I know exactly what you mean, though, Debbie. I really appreciate the message. Thank you.
Welcome, Laura Lee.
Thanks for calling, Laura Lee.
Thank you. Much love and light to both of you always.
All right. Have a great night.
Thanks.
All right. We got another caller on the line. Who do we got on the other phone line here? Hello?
Hey, it's Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. Yeah, sorry I had to hang up you on the Skype line. I got to figure out how to do the hold and accept on there. I screw it up, so I just hung up on you. I knew you'd
figure out how to call back in. How you doing tonight, Tyler?
Oh, great. Just relaxing after this long 6-day week.
It was a long week. I feel you on that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just started a job and all that stuff, so the vibrations of the earth is going pretty good for me.
Good for you. Have you got a question, Tyler?
Yeah, I'd just like to ask what you getting from the spiritual guides.
Okay. The healing work is very important. You know that.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, all right. Okay. That was the first thing that I got from this gentleman in spirit, and I get the sense that this is a friend or acquaintance that's passed into spirit that's associated with you. Whether this is somebody that now works with you as a guide, but it's almost like you have so much knowledge, so much learning that you actually hold within you, and it's all healing related.
Yes.
He's saying just, you beat yourself up, hon. You really do beat yourself up, and I can't stop you from doing that, but you have to stop doing it to you.
Yeah.
Because what's happening
the biggest
there
critic is myself.
Yeah, and sometimes we can be as I always say, jokingly say, I can be my own worst enemy. But this is where you have to friend yourself and work with it, because whatever the healing work is that you do, it's very, very important. And I get the sense it's earth related, not necessarily hands-on healing.
Yes, I've been a lifeguard and was really attentive to that job 100%, and that was one of the best healings, because not only did I protect lives, but I made friends there, long-lasting friends.
Yeah, but yours is almost like a deeper healing. Like, some people talk about hands-on healing, but I get the sense it's all nature related. So if you're working with earth energies at the moment and healing in that way, atmospheric, universal, galactic or whatever, but it's that kind of feeling. Extraterrestrial or galactic or whatever. There's something that you're working on. So don't be concerned about where the dreams are taking you lately, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right,
I'm excited. Tell my guys thank you.
Oh, he thanks you for what you're doing, okay?
Weren't we just talking,
right,
Tyler, when we were playing the other night? Something about dreams? Weren't you
Yes,
talking about something about that? You were.
Yes, I when I go to sleep, I pretty much get attacked every night. Like or sometimes I have my grandfather comes in my dreams. He sits down and he's like, you need to relax and just accept what is, just take the lessons and just move forward.
Sometimes our dreams can be ways of us to go through things that we don't actually need to go through in our physical lives.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call it
I try to understand it all. It's just sometimes some of it's scary. So I don't know. I get attacked. I don't know how to explain it. But
well, better to be attacked in your dreams than actually in physical life.
Right.
Okay, so if it's a karmic thing you need to go through, then just let it happen in the dream state and don't fight it. Don't analyze it. Don't minuscule chop it up and put it into little packages. Just let it go, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Well, I appreciate everything.
You're welcome, sweetie.
Thanks for calling in, Tyler.
Good night, Jason.
Good night,
Yep,
bud.
I'll see you on PUBG sometime.
Yep, soon.
Love you guys.
Couple days. All right, later, Tyler.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, dreams are one thing. Like, my wife's, she's saying that, she's had some bad dreams lately, and I know my 2-year-old, he's waking up from bad dreams. I've heard other people talk about bad dreams. Like, you think the vibrational energy can affect people's dreams right now?
Can't see. This is my theory, and it is only my theory, that sometimes as adults and even children, we need to. Okay, so we've come here, we've chosen to go through all these lessons, and things get speeded up, and sometimes we don't have to be shot in physical format, but that may be something that we've got to experience in this lifetime. So spirit basically then put it into a dream state. Some can call them nightmares, some can call them reoccurring dreams. With the reoccurring dreams, I won't step into my husband's line of work. It could be past life, things that are coming up, especially with young children. I think children are coming through when they're being born, and they've still got that connection with that life that they've been in before.
Yeah.
And that could be what's being brought forward.
Oh,
so yes.
I'll never forget the time my oldest son, 6, a couple of years ago or more, woke up from a bad dream and was like just spewing out like it was a car wreck, and it was you were mommy and daddy were there, but you weren't mommy and daddy, but you were mommy and daddy. Like he was trying to explain it, and and then it was a bad dream. He spit it all out, and then he just lost it. Like it was all gone. Like, what dream? What are you talking about? It was really weird. I'm like, is this a moment? Is he trying to tell me something happened? But you also wonder, like, everything going on in the world, everything, people, it seems like, maybe it's just the way the media is, or people are on a little more edge lately. And you wonder how we're all being affected. And that's why I wonder about the dreams. Like, we're all at night when we're going to bed, are we all facing some inner demons or having dreams that are bad? Or, is that energy affecting us all that way?
I wonder if it's like a collective consciousness sometime that all our thoughts are just going into this huge basin or ball, and somehow they spear off or shoot off to different people, and we go, well, how did I have that? I know with me, with dreams personally, I go through all the things I've seen, read, or whatever, and then whatever's left at the end of that, I go, okay, so yeah, there was this, there was that. Okay, just put it to one side and let it go. I think with dreams, sometimes we try to overanalyze it and get to the point where we have to have the answers, because everything in our life, we have to have the answer, and we have to know it now. And sometimes
they're just screwed up dreams, man. I've had some really weird ones. Ones that I woke up from and going, I hope that doesn't mean anything, because that is just messed up.
I've had ones where I've woken up in the morning and I'm feeling that part of my body where I was shot, and I could feel it, and I'm expecting to feel the bullet hole or something there in my body. So when you have those kind of dreams, or you feel like somebody's cut you open or something, it's usually horrific. Sadly, we wake up in the morning and it feels that real that we have to check to just go, yeah, I'm still okay. There was no shot, there was no bullet or something that hit us. But this is where I conclude in my own consciousness that maybe it was something that I needed to be shot, but I don't actually have to be physically shot, so I can do it in dream state.
Yeah, let's do it in dream state. Let's not really get shot.
Absolutely.
Everybody I think has had some kind of death dream where you die. I've had a few of my own. All those are intense. All those stay with you. So many stupid dreams that go by, but the death ones stay with you, and some of the stupidest ones do stay with you, too. I mean, I don't know. I won't even say the stupid dreams I had, because people are like, "What is wrong with you?" If I said it,
I have a dream that looks like a Salvador Dali painting, and there's all these obscure things going on in the background, and it's like, okay, and I like to, if I can, switch off and go, okay, I don't like this dream anymore. I want to be out of here. So I conclude if I can't move in that dream, I can't change that dream, maneuver myself out of it, then it is something that I need to go through to experience.
Do you think too, though, with the vibrational energy, is there a point in time too where the vibrational energy is more open for people to maybe communicate to the other side, either in dreams or in life? Is there a good year for that, or I mean, does energy affect that way?
I think more and more people are opening up. As I said, we've got an awareness or a consciousness going on worldwide with everyday things that are happening. We are going, I'm, what is it? I put my hands up. I don't want this to happen anymore. We've got to change this. So people are changing, and then they're moving within their own energy. I don't say we're becoming elevated beings. I think we still have so much to learn. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. I've got my own perfection, but I haven't perfected everything. When people say you're the perfect person, yes, you are in your own perfection. But if I had perfected everything, I certainly wouldn't be here. I would returned home and be doing it from that side, which sometimes I do question in my own life.
Why did I come back?
Now, why did I come back? Can I check the small print just again?
Like I said, we need to get your husband on here as a guest sometime to talk about the past life regression. But that's one thing I've always wondered about is like, okay, it's our choice to come back. What the heck was I? What?
I know.
What's it like over there that made me want to come back here? It makes me wonder. Just saying.
Well, when we're in energy form, we are just pure love. There are no emotions. So we decide to incarnate to Earth. And yes, there are other planets and things that we've incarnated in, but that's his.
No, I believe that totally, because it would explain a lot. I feel like I'm an alien to this planet half the time, but go ahead.
Well, there's been things that, I've gone through a regression with, he's gone through regression for me over certain things. And, I've seen myself as this sort of, I can't even explain what I look like, but some kind of floaty being, which looked like, like little tentacles underneath, like a little octopus kind of thing, and floating along. And it was all to do with breathing, and that I had lived in a environment which was water-based. And that was something that I find that when I go in the shower and stand in the shower, I feel absolutely I can breathe properly. So, there are certain times that certain things that are happening. So, yeah, there's some real funky stuff. But, yeah, we incarnate because this is a very dense environment. There's lots of emotions going on, good, bad, ugly, and all the rest of it. So this is where we get to experience that. So we have a better understanding. Yeah, like you, I would like to read the small print and just go, next time, I don't want to come back. I want to be somebody's guide or helper or angel. I definitely could fulfill that job. Really would love it. Right. Absolutely. Don't make me do this again. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd rather like just watch somebody else screw up and try to help them than me screw up. No, I've always wondered that. That's my thought on it too. Is people go. Nobody wants to be chased by Jason Voorhees in a hockey mask and be killed to death, but we go watch the movie. You know Absolutely. What I'm saying? We do want to experience some terror, a little fright in a horror movie. We watch people do stupid stuff in comedies. So if you pay attention to how human race is, we like to watch and we like to read stories. So I think it's a part of our nature is that we like to play parts.
Yeah, we like to experience it. It's funny you were talking about horror things. I've always said to my husband, I wonder with some of the stuff that Stephen King has written, whether these have come up as past life memories, because some of his things are so out there, or just some writers in general. When you watch
I'm a big Stephen King fan. I have read a lot of his books, and the stuff he says it, and the way he describes his story, getting his story ideas, he's like it's a fossil. He digs up. It's already there. It's already created. It's just he has to dig it out and fine tune it. And
well, I wonder if this is part of a past life that's just pinged into his memory at that time, and it's like, yeah, this is another great book.
It makes you wonder, and I think that's when people are creative and they just let their creative juices flow. That stuff kind of comes out too. I've wondered about stuff I've created in songs and in paintings and stuff I've done creatively. Just out of they just come out of me. If that's anything that could be a clue to like a past life or anything about who I really am. Well,
we've got some. When you see very young children that can play a musical instrument or has the I think there was a small child on one of the talent shows that she opened, she was this tiny little tot, and she opened her mouth and out came this opera singer of like a woman that should have been 50 or 60 years of age, with the depth of the voice, and, kids that can play musical instruments or can recite poems or create all these beautiful paintings. You just wonder whether that's being pulled from a past life, and just connecting to it.
I think there's a lot of evidence for it. I really do. So that's why, like I said, got to get your husband on. I love that topic. Sometime we got to talk about that. But on people, can call in still. We still have the phone lines open. We still have a little bit more time left. If you want to call in, there is the phone line, 219-230-4444. You can call in by 3 different Skype IDs. There's the Soup Live Chat, 800 Live Chat. If you want to call in by video, and Debbie can see you, and she can, you can see her. You can call in by the audio only Skype lines, OOJBland, OO. That's OOJBLAND, or you can call in at JBland Paranormal Soup. Those Skype IDs, call in. We'll
do a little short reading. Or if you have a question even, or you're feeling the 2018 weird vibrational energy that I am. I know I am. Something's weird about this year. I also feel like it's like leading up to something great too.
Absolutely, it is. And I think this is where we've been tested. We're always being tested. But I think this year is the make or break, and especially the integrity side of anything, regardless of whether it's a spiritual side. If we're not standing in our truth, in our integrity, it's really going to come back and bite us.
I also think too, it's like a time like if you give in to the dark side, the anger or fear, that's what really is going to make you pay for it and like make you learn from it if you do. And that's what I've been trying to recognize in myself. Like, don't give them like my want to get angry about something, and I feel like the energy is pushing to like making it hard not to.
Absolutely, yeah. I always feel like there's little gremlins there, but we've got to remember we're made up of light and dark. Dark is not bad, okay? People always see it because it's depicted in horror movies, or Hollywood love to say the paganism or the devil's worship, or it's bad. There's this black cloud that comes over everything, and it's not. We're made up of light and dark, and there is that, battle that goes on every single day within us. What is it? The native saying that, there are two wolves inside of me. Which one wins? And it's the one you feed the most. So yes, if we continually go into the negative, that's going to take over. That's going to be our whole span. But we can reverse that if we want to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like with the anger, it's like I feel more and more right now. Like at first you get you want to get angry about something. It's like I'm it's like, and it wants to just keep feeding, but it doesn't do anything but make you feel even worse. Because
at the end of the day, it's almost like pigging out on chocolate cake. That gets to the point where you've eaten so much and you're still putting more in you, and it's going to not end good. But we keep on doing it. And then at the end, we're laying there and we're going, oh, God, I feel so ill. And so that's exactly what happens when we feed ourselves all this negativity. And, I seem to, my husband always says, people that are very negative are either very sickly or, everything's always going wrong with them. And it's almost like they feed off of that. They're in that joy, in that negativity. And, we can all so easily go down that road, the person that cut us off, and then, somebody slams the door in the face, or that doesn't work out right. And it's like, you can feel it building up. And then I go, oh, hang on a minute. Whoa, you've almost got me. No. Back away.
That's what I'm trying to remind myself. That's my affirmation lately is like, let it go, and don't feed the beast. I take it out on people on video games. If I do anything, that's my anger room, is going on a video game and taking people out. Jamie knows. It's the Terminator right here.
Go out for a bike ride. Go and play squash, or just make bread. Pummel the dough. Whatever it is, just release it. And I sometimes, if I'm feeling, sometimes if I'm.
Go ahead, Jamie.
I think that people need to just cut that energy instead of feeding it like an addiction, almost in a cycle. Just stop it, just break it, and just do something to distract yourself for a little bit and just breathe.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes if I'm feeling that way and I'm feeling like my vibes are just, like the lifeblood's been sucked out of me, then I'll put on some really crazy loud funky music and just dance it out. Thankfully, nobody gets to see that. It's only me in my own private house, my own private abode. But it really just releases all that energy. And I think that's, when people do workouts or things like that, I'm sure that's part of it as well, that it just releases everything. Go for a walk, go for a swim, or bike ride, or, just do whatever it is that soothes your soul and gets it out of you. But yeah, I agree. It can just feed on you. And the more it attaches itself to you, Wow, it's hard. It can be very hard to break from it.
Well,
Surround yourself with people and things that, soothe your soul, that lift you up, and vice versa.
Well, one interesting idea, we talk about energy and vibrational energy. I've always been interested in this idea of a tulpa, a Tibetan idea of a thought form. That concept, and it's like if you think or have the amount of negativity, it's you're going to attract it, you're going to create it, you're going to create your destructor. My Ghostbusters reference. We've talked about this on the show a lot lately because I feel like it's a really important topic because I feel like we are all being influenced negatively. And I'm not talking politics even. I'm just talking about everything that goes on in the world, the media, everything, your shows you watch, the stuff you read. It's like there's this little hint of just like trying to put you in a dark place sometimes in some of the stuff.
It can definitely do that. And the trouble, I try to remind myself more than anything is the only thing I actually own and control are my thoughts. And that's all of us. That's all of us. We could have the shittiest. Oops, sorry. The poopiest day in life.
A shifty day. A shifty
day.
SHIFT.
At the end of the day, it's us that controls that. We can change that in our thoughts because that's the only thing we control. We can't make our life. We can't. If we're homeless or whatever, we can't change that at that moment. We can change our thought process around it.
Control your controllables. Somebody told me that a long time ago. Do with what you can control and with what you can't. Well, it is what it is. Only focus on what you can actually change or control. And I've tried to remember that.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard.
The big thing about it is, I've released and with love people that, and some family members that just don't cut it in my life.
Well, you mentioned that earlier. Like keep people around you that are going to keep you positive in that. There are people I hate to say it, but I had to cut out of my life because they're the negativity around their whole life and everything. It does affect you. It does.
It can be very, especially loopers. And I think I mentioned this last time when we were talking, people that have that event going on and then they have the same event and it goes on and they just loop round and round. And it's just, they like being in that loop. They like being caught in that little loop, and that's okay. But I don't need to be caught in it any longer myself. So sometimes we just have to step back from that, whether it's the media, whether it's people around us. Okay, yes, we have to work with certain individuals and we can't get away from that, but we don't have to take it home with us. We don't have to then have it infect the rest of our evening or the rest of our day.
But the worst is coming home and being it. My wife will remind me the moment I do it, coming home in a bad mood, and I one of my kids does something, I snap on them, and she's like, "Hey, get that out of here."
Yeah, don't bring it in.
Yeah,
leave the garbage, leave the bags.
Kick me out of the room, kind of deal. Cut that out.
Good for her, because it can be hard. And if you've got both of you have had a really heavy day, and you've had all these things interacting, and then you both get going, it's almost like it builds up momentum. It's like you're gaining speed on this, and it's like sometimes you just have to go, whoa, put the brakes on it and just step away from it. I always say to people, go and grab a comedy, a real funny comedy, because you cannot but laugh, and it just takes away that anger, that frustration.
You know what I've been doing? I've been turning the TV off. Actually, no comedy, no nothing. My comedy is a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, and watching them do their stuff.
Perfect.
That's what I've been. Because lately, like I said, TV, the media, the way it is, I feel like so much of it, there's like an underlying darkness, like even in TV show scripts and stuff. And I was like, whoa, we don't need, just some of this stuff. It just seems like right now, I feel like the focus of the world is in a bad place, and I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I think like we're gonna have a tremendous change. It's my own inner feeling, but and like I said, this is not because Trump is president or anything like that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's something. He's just a symptom of what's going on, and I'm not saying I don't like Trump either. I'm not saying I like him or don't like him. He's just part of what's going on and the weirdness that is now.
Educate us into awareness waking up where we need to be, just like all the other things are there waking us up. And each of us have whatever it is that's going to bring us into our own awareness, our own alertness of what we need to change. And maybe it's something we need to change with ourselves. Maybe it's something we need to change outside.
I think what's changing as a mass consciousness kind of thing, what's changing is people are waking up to the BS.
Absolutely. What did I say? If you're not standing in your integrity, walking your walk, talking your talk, you're going to be outed this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen. And, it's not going to happen at the end, December the 31st, bang, all the people that have been BSing. But, it's people are going, well, hang on a minute. This is not going to happen anymore. Or, even in our personal relationships, if we're BSing our partner, we're going to be found out. I always say to people, a liar has to have a really good memory.
Right?
And if they're BSing and keep on doing this,
yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah. You remember the liar from Saturday Night Live? Remember the guy, the liar? I can't remember the comedian's name, but yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah, because I got to keep making up a new lie to support the last lie. Yeah, I see that with people.
They've got to, and we're seeing it with everything from our own personal relationships right the way to the universe, if you like.
One thing I have to lately. One of the things I've been doing. I've had a lot of influence. I've had James Guay Jr. on. I had you on before. James Guay Jr. Karen, and I forgot your last name. I'm sorry, Karen, but she was really awesome. Sorry. And Alona Selke, and I've had a lot of these guests talk about the same ideas of your thoughts or energy and positive thinking and all this stuff, and they're all right. And it's like trying to get myself. I'm like Alona Selke. I have her. She has an app and affirmations in the morning and stuff. Sorry, Alona, I'm trying. It's hard for me to do this stuff in the morning, but I'm trying to change myself. I'm trying to make things better. I fail every day, I think, but I'm trying to get my mindset in a better place, to think more positive, and no matter what's going on in the world. And we've covered this topic a lot. I don't care because it's something I feel like it's everybody's kind of dealing with.
At the end of the day, just as I'm going to sleep, I add my gratitude, my thanks.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I do.
Just I'm trying to get people to get into the 5 things that you are grateful for.
I think that's exactly right.
But then it sets up your whole dream state and everything that's going on, the energy around you. And I have people go, oh, well, I've got nothing to be thankful for. I go, okay, I live in Canada, so I live in Canada. I breathe fresh clean air.
I live in Canada, not in America. Thank God, right? No.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I work on that. I'm thankful I have a roof over my head. I have food in my belly. I have friends around me. I have a car that works. We all have our own gratitude. I'm loved and all those things. And once we put those into play rather than this went wrong or that went wrong or this was, so my car went wrong today, but hey, it only cost me $200 because it went wrong now. If it had continued to happen, then it would have cost me $5,000. Right. Many years ago, I had a car and I was in England and I was about to go away on vacation, and the car had been in and it had all this stuff going, all the stuff done on it, and tires checking and yada yada yada, and there was just this little inkling that there was something wrong. I took it in and I said to the guy in the garage, I said, there's something wrong and I've been told it's to do with the wheels. He said, but we had everything off. I said, okay, just appease me on this. Just take everything to pieces. I said, but there's
take my money.
Yeah, well, this is it. And he looked at me and he said, oh my God. He said, I'm not very mechanically minded, but whatever it was, if I'd driven along, my tire, my wheel would have come off and I could have
your axle or something.
Okay, so I had, I don't know how many £100 it was at that time, but there was part of me going, oh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for telling me this. And then there was the other part going, no, thank you. Thank you, because if that had come off lost, it would have cost me a lot more, maybe my life and the lives of others as well. So, at the time it didn't feel like it was being thankful, but yes, it was. I was very thankful.
Well, Debbie, I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight. I want to give you, we got to end the show here in just a second, but any last thing you want to get out, how people can find you and or contact you?
I do a weekly reading. It's on YouTube under Debbie A. Anderson. My website's vibrational-energy.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and all those things that you've mentioned there. I put positive things on my Facebook page every day. Affirmations are there as well. So you don't even have to go looking for them. You can just click on the Facebook and then have your daily affirmation that's been delivered by Debbie A. Anderson.
That's awesome. Again, thank you so much for being on the show, Debbie. And we got to do it again. And get me in contact with your husband because I am really interested in the past life.
I'll send you all these details, sweetie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Everybody, check us out at Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup's Facebook page. Subscribe to our page. Go to Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network.com. We got a new website there. There's more happening on that website, so check it out. Donate, subscribe, do what you can to help keep Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network going and alive. We have so many good shows coming your way. So many new hosts coming to the network with Studio B. Check it out. Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Sunday. Our guest is Keith Linder, another returning guest we haven't had on from the Demon in Seattle house. We'll see what he's been up to lately. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Have a great night.
Thank you for listening to Paranormal Soup right here on Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network. Be sure to catch us here each week, Sunday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific.